it all started, well, I started working for fun in a record shop, and then I went into the Swedish Broadcasting Corporation in 1961 and worked there for 10 years and did interviews with almost everybody who was famous at the time, all from Beatles, Beach Boys, Jimi Hendrix, of course, and so on and so on. And then I went on to record companies and met even more artists, of course, and I awarded gold records to Johnny Cash, Bonnie Tyler, Dolly Parton, Lionel Richie, Stevie Wonder, and so on. And Johnny Cash, of course. And after the record business, I went to the Swedish national television, and I was head of artists and booked many famous artists for the television shows, all of them really. Very early, Mariah Carey, for example, but we had Tom Jones and Joe Cocker, Iglesias. And then one day I booked a Romanian girl called Dana Dragomir, and that's how we met. I think it all came really from, well, from the radio, which I worked with, and we had chart programs, you know, popularity chart programs, and that encouraged people like Benny Andersson, who worked with a Swedish rock band at the time, and Björn Ulvaeus, who was in a so-called hootenanny group. And it all encouraged them to become famous, write their own songs, etc. And of course it gave the birth to ABBA, and then later on Per Gessle headed Roxette, and he was one of those who sat as a young kid writing down all the charts, you know, with the positions and things, and that inspired them, and then it rolled on into Ace of Base and Europe. And nowadays you see so many famous Swedish writers, composers, and one of them, for example, Max Martin, he worked on the first hits by Britney Spears, and only a month ago he got an award as the most successful composer in the USA. And he's only one of them. There are so many now. I booked Dana for a television show, and she played on a very famous TV show, and that really made her famous in a big way. And it went on. We started meeting privately, and eventually we got married. And then she needed somebody to look after her business. So after a long hesitation, I resigned from the Swedish television, from the job which I really loved. But I thought we would never have time to meet otherwise, you know. So she needed somebody to look after her business, all the affairs in the office and so on. And so we started a company together, and we worked together ever since. We share the household work. We clean, we cook, take care of our daughter Alexandra and the little dog you saw. And so we combine the work and at home, the family. Dana is, the way I see it, she's unique what she's doing. She's an exceptional musician, and as an artist on stage, she's always making me proud. I'm with her on 99% of the concerts she is playing, and every time she makes me very proud because she's good. Of course, the record business today has changed dramatically. And since I used to work with the record companies during the golden days when we sold so many records, it has changed dramatically. So nowadays you don't sell so many records, but you have a lot of downloads on the internet, etc., etc. And of course, as long as people pay for downloading the music, at least some money is coming back so we can invest in doing new recordings. We need that. So I think it's a pity when it's only pirates, because nobody can afford to make new music if we don't have an income. It's a very big change in the industry. You have to get used to it and act accordingly, but it's very difficult, yes.